Hi, this is Chris Walker with Big Angie Fan Channel here in Hawaii. This is all Angelina Jordan all the time because I think she's a unique artist who deserves to get a lot more exposure, and I hope that she becomes a superstar, in the best sense of the word, superstar. And check out the description for some detailed instructions on finding her music. So this is in my series of A to Z reactions. I'm in the H's now, and this is How Great Thou Art, gospel song. This is a very good example of one that grew on me when I first heard it. Well, let's just get into it, and on my first pause I'll talk about why I didn't like it that much when I first heard it, and why it grew on me.
Oh Lord my God, when I in awesome wonder consider all the words thy hand have made.
So almost everybody is immediately struck by how very low this is. This is like about the lowest she goes in a song, and it's pretty much throughout the whole song. And while I was very impressed that she could do this, when I first heard it I thought, well, this is kind of like a showing off, that she doesn't really need to do it, and it's going to take away from the song, because actually, yes, she comes to some parts where she goes even lower, and it's a little bit of a struggle, as some knowledgeable reactors have pointed out, like C.C. Dober, that she can't quite complete the note as it should be on the very lowest notes. And so, why are you doing something that is going to make it harder for you to technically do it good? That was what I first thought, but it really has grown on me a lot, because with Angelina Jordan, it's never about like technical perfection or this technique or that technique. It's about serving the purpose of the song. And this is a devotional song sung to God, so it's supposed to be solemn. And what better way to make it solemn than by just having this very, very deep voice throughout? It's like, let's take this seriously. And another, well, I'll talk about another thing that makes the low register work as we get farther into this.
I see the stars.
That is beautiful.
I hear the rolling thunder. Thy power throughout the universe displayed.
That is really, really low. Elvis has the most well-known version of this, and she's singing lower than Elvis.
Then I shall bow in humble adoration, and there proclaim, my God, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee.
Now that's points out another reason why it works to start out so low, because that really beautiful part when she goes up as high as she's going to go in this song, then saves my soul part. That is right in the pocket for really sounding beautiful. And I actually experimented with putting this in a higher pitch to see how it would sound, and this part definitely sounds worse if you're doing it in a higher pitch. It just doesn't have the impact. So here's just a little clip of that one short part.
Then sings my soul, my Savior God.
Now to me that's just not
to thee.
as rich sounding. I just think the way it is, it's like at the perfect level, not too low and not too high for that part, and that is like the climax of the song. And I also like how she's still keeping it simple. The Elvis song, this is where the chorus would come in, and it's more following the typical thing of what you would do to have a climax of a song. But she's not trying to be typical here. She's trying to sing this very devout song. If you are singing to God, you want it to be really serious, I think, if you're trying to show your devotion. Now this is whether she's doing it as an exercise or she really has that feeling, and whether the listener is a believer or not a believer, it still works that way. And so by now it's like my favorite gospel song that I've heard. Not that I'm an expert on gospel, but I've listened to quite a few gospel songs, and this is the best one I've heard by this 10-year-old Angelina Jordan.
How great thou art.
That's beautiful also.
How great thou art. Then sing my soul, my Savior God, to thee.
Now I did an experimental mashup of Elvis Presley and Angelina Jordan singing it together. And I don't know if I'm actually going to end up putting it on YouTube, because I had to speed her up and slow him down to make the mashup work. But it's interesting to see how differently they treat that climax part. So let's listen to a little bit of this.
Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art.
So that then sings my soul part, his version and most of the other versions of this song that I've heard, is much more that way of goes way up high and has, often will have these backup singers. So it was really kind of hard to meld them together, but I wanted to show the two different styles there. And for me, her more solemn style is more fitting with what the song is trying to do. I mean, Elvis's version is very, very good, but I think hers is better. Okay, let's close out her solo version here. Oops.
How great thou art, how great thou art. Bye.
All right, so just the solemnity of it and just the impressiveness of going that low, the richness of her voice, and especially the part when she goes up to the highest part there is just very beautiful. So to me, the whole package of it makes it one of her masterpieces. I know other people don't like it that much, but for what it's trying to do, I think it's just a masterpiece of a gospel song. And please check out the Elvis version, and maybe I'll have this mashup up on YouTube. I'm not sure, but there's a Carrie Underwood has a good version, but for me, from what I've heard, hers is the best, and it's a good example of kind of everything coming together. Her very beautiful, rich voice, the fact that her low register can go that low, her musical choices of deliberately deciding to go that low and stay that low in the song, her choice to be very simple with just the guitar. Oh, that's a question. Is that Ivan Mendes or not? Don't know. Usually you see him playing if it's Ivan Mendes. So that's a question I have, if anybody knows the answer. But just a masterpiece. So, this has been Chris Walker with Big Angie Fan Channel here in beautiful Hawaii. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Aloha.
Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee.